Tonight, Texans taking the lead and getting help to Puerto Rico. Mark Cuban and JJ Barea team up to help an island full of desperate people.
This is a nightmare. This is not where I planned to be or wanted to be.
Meanwhile, other North Texans are filled with worry as they wait to hear about rescuing loved ones from a humanitarian crisis that keeps getting worse.
What's going to happen? They're going to die.
You're watching NBC5 News at 10.
Hungry, thirsty, and in the dark. Tonight, Puerto Rico is on the brink of a humanitarian crisis. People there are begging for help. Good evening, I'm Meredith Land.
I'm Christy Nelson.
And I'm Brian Curtis. Hurricane Maria slammed into the island as a Category 4 storm last week. Right now, 2/3 of the island still does not have clean drinking water. Almost no one has power. And it could be 6 months before it's back on. Food is scarce.
JJ Barea is a beloved member of the Dallas Mavericks, born and raised in Puerto Rico. And tonight he made the journey to see his home for himself, and he sent help. Noel Walker is live at Dallas Love Field, where Barea returned just a few hours ago. Noel?
Christy, that plane landed here just before 7 o'clock tonight. It was a quick trip to Puerto Rico and back, but it might just be the most important trip home the Mavs' JJ Barea has ever made. One of the most anticipated flights landing at Love Field tonight wasn't on the regular schedule. The Dallas Mavericks jet left this morning full of donations for Puerto Rico. It returned full, too.
My grandma's here. We had to get her out.
Grandma and her dog were among the family and friends of Mavs player JJ Barea, brought from Puerto Rico to Dallas tonight.
I'm thankful for my contacts here. Dallas Mavericks is a family to the best. Like, I'm a family guy, and the Dallas Mavericks is a family.
Mavs owner Mark Cuban donated use of the plane to bring the donated generators, water, medicine, and supplies to hurricane-devastated Puerto Rico.
This is home for me, you know.
Barea said the one-day trip home was eye-opening.
When I go down there after the season's over, you look out the window and you see beautiful. You see green, you see the water's blue, you see people having fun, you see the houses are nice. You look out the window today and it's like a bomb exploded.
Barea said anyone who can help should. Now.
I'm just trying to get the word that Puerto Rico's really in a bad spot, and it's going to be like that for a while. It's not going to happen like next month they're going to be back. There's nothing going to happen till maybe next year.
It was just one day, one plane, one person. But for Barea, this day was everything.
But I know a lot of people are not going to get this chance, so hopefully just the help gets there and we could keep getting better.
Among the people on that plane that landed here tonight, the mother of one of Barea's friends, who he says is expecting twins any day now. Also a woman Barea just met today. She has a transplant operation scheduled on the East Coast and needed a way out of Puerto Rico. Barea says he has several 18-wheelers filled with donations ready to go, and he's working with Mavs owner Mark Cuban to try to get another flight down to Puerto Rico. Reporting live in Dallas, Noel Walker, NBC5.
Thank you, Noel. President Trump will visit Puerto Rico next Tuesday, his first look at the growing humanitarian crisis. This comes after days of criticism that the government isn't doing enough to help the more than 3 million American citizens who live there.
We've gotten A-pluses on Texas and on Florida, and we will also on Puerto Rico. But the difference is this is an island sitting in the middle of an ocean.
And tonight, the Navy mobilized the USNS Comfort hospital ship to the island. The ship has about 1,000 beds for patients, a dozen operating rooms, and a flight deck for helicopters. It could take 3 to 5 days, though, to make it there.
Puerto Ricans here in North Texas are desperate for any information about their loved ones on the island. Maria Berrios says she feels helpless in her Richland Hills home, holding on tight to her phone and family photos. She's especially worried about her 107-year-old father, who was recovering from hip surgery when Hurricane Maria hit.
But without water and food, what's going to happen? They're going to die. Especially my father.
There is encouraging news for Maria and her family tonight. American Airlines says it will be able to fly her family to DFW tomorrow. We've compiled a list of ways that you can help with the relief efforts. For more information, search Puerto Rico on our website, NBCDFW.com.
And some breaking news out of Alabama tonight. A former Chief Justice of the state Supreme Court just won a Republican primary runoff for the Senate seat vacated by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Roy Moore overcame an onslaught of negative ads funded by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and groups affiliated with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. It's especially significant because President Trump campaigned for his opponent. The special election to replace Sessions happens December 12th.
Did you really have to do this? Those were Meredith Height's final words to her estranged husband as he murdered her and 7 of her friends. For the first time, we are hearing a survivor's account of what happened that night. Our Meredith Yeomans is live near the Plano home where it happened tonight. Meredith.
Meredith, that firsthand account is detailed in police documents released today. They also reveal that suspected shooter Spencer Height had a stockpile of weaponry and reveal in chilling detail what he did moments before the massacre. More than 2,200 rounds, a rifle and a launcher like this one used by law enforcement, all found inside Spencer Height's apartment, according to newly released documents. On him at the home where police say he killed 8 people, an AR-15, a pistol, and 2 knives. According to the documents, Height showed off a pistol and knife inside a nearby bar before the shooting. When he was escorted to his car to put them away, Height reportedly told a bartender to turn away so he didn't see what was in the trunk. 2 bartenders then followed Height to his estranged wife's home less than a mile away. They saw Height standing between 2 houses, the documents say. One employee called 911, but it was too late. A 23-year-old guest in the backyard claims she saw Height inside with a rifle. She heard gunshots. Then Meredith Height asked the question, "Did you really have to do this?" The guest survived and posted this message to Meredith. "You had the strongest will with the kindest heart. You were taken from us too soon, and the sting of it will hurt for a very long time." Tonight, we did speak with witnesses named in those documents, but they had no comment. Now, despite the fact that suspected shooter Spencer Height was shot and killed by a responding police officer, Plano police say they will conduct a full investigation, which is ongoing. We're live tonight in Plano. Meredith Yeomans, NBC5.
Meredith, thank you. Recovering from Hurricane Harvey will mean tapping into the state's rainy day fund, but not right now. Today, Governor Abbott said state leaders agree the $10 billion fund won't be touched until the next legislative session. In the meantime, Houston's mayor says a lack of funding is forcing him to push for a property tax hike as the city rebuilds.
Developers of the Trinity Groves area in West Dallas want Amazon's giant new headquarters in the neighborhood. The district is anchored by a restaurant complex near the base of the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. This is the view here from Texas Sky Ranger. Developers say they have 80 acres that are, quote, shovel ready for Amazon. And new tonight, Denton also wants Amazon. The Record Chronicle reports the city is going after the HQ2 project, and the bid will be finished this week. Senate Republicans insist they will not give up on repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act, even though they abandoned plans for a vote this week. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell talked to reporters after a closed-door luncheon.
We haven't given up on changing the American health care system. We are not going to be able to do that this week, but it still lies ahead of us, and we haven't given up on that. We do think it's time to turn to our twin priority, reforming the tax code.
And Republicans say they will tackle tax reform next and then return to health care.
New tonight, Fort Worth's Parks and Recreation Board meets tomorrow with a Confederate controversy up for discussion there. According to the posted agenda, the board will discuss renaming Jefferson Davis Park, named for the Confederate leader, and that comes after a grassroots petition was circulated demanding a name change. At last check, nearly 5,000 people had signed it. And Dallas is still figuring out what to do about the Robert E. Lee statue removed from Oak Lawn Park.
It has been nearly 2 weeks now since it was hauled away and put in storage at Hensley Field in West Dallas. Kevin Coakley went to Johnson County tonight, where a group wants to move it to Cleburne. He is live at Oak Lawn Park in Dallas with what he found. Kevin?
Brian, the pedestal is all that's left here. The statue itself locked away inside that warehouse. But a Johnson County arts group wants it and is offering a place to put it on public display.
We've been here 4 years.
The Cultural Arts Complex in Cleburne displays work from dozens of local artists. A mural featuring George Washington and Abe Lincoln graces the hallway of the old school.
It was painted for the U.S. bicentennial by Sleepy Reed, a local artist who is 96 years old now and still painting.
Now the nonprofit that runs the center wants to add big sculptures outside, starting with a statue of Robert E. Lee.
If we get the Lee statue, it will go in this area right in here.
The southeast corner, closest to the street.
This was the playground of the original campus, of the original elementary school campus.
The group's president, Alden Nellis, has already contacted the city of Dallas about getting it. Any particular reason why you want the Lee statue?
Because it's available. It's really a beautiful statue.
The statue of another Confederate general, Patrick Cleburne, stands only a few blocks away in the city named for him.
We're not going to tell private owners what they can and can't do.
City fathers would rather not see the Lee statue come to town.
General Pat Cleburne is Cleburne's namesake, and there's a connection with Pat Cleburne, but I'm really not interested in bringing controversy to the city of Cleburne.
The old school's merry-go-round is the only sculpture at the Arts Center now, but Nellis hopes not for much longer.
I cannot stand to see good art like that destroyed or even set in a warehouse to deteriorate.
It's a long shot, though. The mayor's task force here in Dallas wants the statue to go to a museum or similar institution. It'll be up to the Dallas City Council to decide in November whether Cleburne may be a good fit. Live in Dallas, Kevin Coakley, NBC5.
After a nearly 4-hour discussion today, Denton County commissioners decided that they are not ready to approve a committee to discuss a Confederate monument on the square there. Making things even more difficult, the memorial is considered both a state and federal landmark, so removing it would require approval from the Texas Historic Commission.
A lot more ahead here at 10. Cloudy skies over North Texas tonight as we take a look at the beautiful Dallas skyline. Rick is tracking a cold front on the move right now.
That's right. It's going to drop our temperatures and it's bringing some rain. More rain in the forecast. Some will get more than others. I'll sort it out for you.
Plus, the news that is saddening fixer-upper fans from here to Waco and beyond.
We're sad. We're sad. Very sad. Gonna miss them.
Hometown of Waco.
The reason Chip and Joanna are pulling the plug at the height of their success.
Plus, the major change a popular social media tool is making. It's all ahead in 90 seconds. Welcome back. A live look at Fort Worth there. Lovely night, but Rick says there is some rain in some parts of our area. A cold front's on the way. We'll check in with him in a few minutes.
Fans of the home remodeling show based in Waco are in mourning tonight.
Chip and Joanna Gaines shocked fans of Fixer Upper by announcing this coming season will be their last.
Tonight, NBC5 Scott Gordon takes us to Waco, where the show will definitely be missed.
In Waco, it's almost like they're planning a funeral.
Yes, we're sad. We're sad. Very sad. Gonna miss them.
For their many fans, Chip and Joanna Gaines are like family. Their show Fixer Upper isn't just about remodeling old houses. It's about a happy couple inviting us into their lives.
Aren't you Mr. Know-It-All?
And I love just the family atmosphere that they bring to television. And so it's fun to watch and something that you enjoy.
Beautiful hometown of Waco, Texas.
So now that Chip and Joanna announced in this online video that after 5 years, this coming season will be their last.
And this journey has been indescribable.
Fans of all ages are taking it personally.
I like that show. I don't like that it's going off.
They are great people and it's just fun to watch them. They are a great team.
A great business team too. They've built a bakery and a home furnishing shop around old silos downtown. Customers line up to get in. The numbers really are incredible. The Gaines' businesses attract more than 32,000 people a week to Waco, more than every other attraction in the city combined.
They have put Waco on the map in so many ways for good things. You know,
they're so popular here, the Convention and Visitors Bureau has a life-size cutout of them in the lobby.
Because when I go around the country, people say, "Oh, you're from Waco? Fixer Upper, Chip and Joanna. We want to come."
The Gaines say they want to devote more time to their businesses, which will stay open after their show goes off the air. And they're even opening a new restaurant on Waco's popular traffic circle.
But we're not going anywhere. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you can find us here in Waco, Texas.
So it's a huge improvement.
Even though they're calling it quits on TV, there's always the reruns and the lasting mark they've left on their hometown. In Waco, Scott Gordon, NBC5.
Fixer Upper's 5th and final season begins in November, runs through next spring. And as for why they're ending their TV show, the couple says they want to spend more time with their 4 children.
In Southern California, already historic wildfires are growing even more serious. The notorious Santa Ana winds are turning the canyon fire into a blowtorch. Firefighters say they are having no luck despite non-stop air attacks and helicopters using night vision.
The video is just unbelievable. Let's go over and check in with Rick now. I was looking at the radar earlier, and the rain is like, it's so close.
It's close, and it's actually starting to develop now in Tarrant County, so it's even closer than it was before. Some of us are going to get more than others. We all need the rain. We all want the cooler weather. We're hit 91 again today. Normal high is 85. Cold front on the way will chop down these temperatures. And that cold front shows up nicely. Take a look. You can see that front as it's cutting through the central and southern plains. We're 85 DFW, but 62 up in Oklahoma City, right up I-35. Kansas City, 60, 59. Wichita, Goodland, Kansas, 48. Now that, my friends, is fall. Are we going to have that here? No, we are not going to have that here, but we'll cool off a little bit. The big S-band radar showing, if you look closely, a little bit of action here. Tarrant County, nothing going on in Dallas, and this is not severe. It's a heavy little burst of rain. That's about it. Just north of 183, moving through Bedford right now. Just to get your bearings, there's the Northeast Mall, TCC Northeast. This is all headed towards Precinct Line, moving off to the northwest, and you'll get a nice little bit of rain. Hopefully that finds my lawn. There are other showers, northern Wise County, northern Jack County, and again, pockets of heavier downpours. Moving off to the northwest, this is about the last 30 minutes of movement, so you can get the idea that it's moving off to the northwest. Bigger area of rain to the south, some tropical moisture involved coming in off the Pacific, and that's why we have a flash flood watch. Far west Texas all the way through Thursday. Fort Worth looking good tonight. Cold front comes in early tomorrow. Don't break out the fall wardrobe. No, save it for a better cold front. This is kind of a weak front. It'll drop us down a little bit, a few showers here and there. Above normal temperatures right back in the forecast next week. Early 70s tomorrow morning. That's 7 o'clock. Some 60s off to the north, and then mid 80s tomorrow. Little bit hotter off to the east. Cooler air will have a harder time filtering on to the east. You see the temperature trend does drop into the low 80s for Thursday, Friday. By the weekend, though, we're right back into the middle 80s, which is normal. What do you expect tomorrow? Best chance of rain, Fort Worth on to the west. Will we see some in Dallas? Yeah, but it'll be more spotty. Certainly the better chance off to the west will be generally mostly cloudy, a few peaks of sunshine. There's the front coming through. That's 8 o'clock in the morning. Notice the better rain chances are off to the west. 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, a speckle of showers here and there. Then we go on into Thursday, and again, a couple of showers around in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, not much, and by Friday, it's pretty much done. Probably seeing some afternoon sunshine. Best chance for rain, or rain amounts, from Dallas onto the east, not much, a few tenths of an inch, but west of Fort Worth, many locations can see over an inch. Tonight, mostly cloudy, some isolated showers, maybe a downpour or two in some spots, 73 for the low. Tomorrow, a cloudy day, or at least a mostly cloudy day, up to 85. It's about normal for this time of year. 20 to 30% coverage on those showers. We'll have about the same thing on Thursday, a little cooler. 80 degrees Thursday, 82 Friday. There's your weekend. Dry at this point, mid-80s. We go into next week. Temperatures are back above normal, but we'll look and be optimistic. No 90s showing up just yet for next week. I'll call that a victory.
We will too.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. You no longer have to cram your thoughts into 140 characters. Twitter is removing the constraints and doubling the character limit to 280 characters. The idea is to eliminate the need to tweet so frequently. Executives also hope it will encourage more people to tweet. If you do, give us a follow. We're at NBC DFW.
All of us. All right, protesting during the national anthem remains one of the hottest topics in the news.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones explains why the Cowboys did not take a knee during the national anthem.
Newey is up next with sports.
The first place 2-1 Cowboys will take on the first place 2-1 LA Rams Sunday in Arlington at noon. This will be the 33rd meeting between the two teams, and the Cowboys are the favorites to win. All right, we will have to wait and see if there will be any more protests going forward. The Cowboys took a knee before the national anthem and stood arm in arm during the anthem in Arizona last night. Bottom line, Jerry Jones wanted his team standing during the national anthem, and they came up with what they called a show of unity.
I just don't believe we've gotten to the point in this country where we have to basically be disrespectful of the flag, yet stand up and say, look, we're against and we need to do some things about unity and about equality. I don't know why you have to create controversy, much less controversy regarding the flag.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers wants fans at Lambeau Field to link arms Thursday night in a show of unity during the national anthem before their game against the Chicago Bears. Rodgers says the move is all about equality. Coming up, we'll hear from one of the heroes of last night's win over Arizona for the Cowboys. Here are your matchups for Week 5 of Big Game Friday Night. Log on to NBC. DFW.com/biggame and tell us where you want us to send Pat Doney, and we will announce the winner Thursday night at 10. One of the big spots and bright spots in that Cowboys 28-17 win Monday night over Arizona was receiver Bryce Butler. 2 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. NBC5's Pat Doney has more from Arizona.
In Dallas Cowboys training camp 2017, it seemed like wide receiver Bryce Butler was making a big play almost every day. But Butler has really struggled transitioning from training camp success to regular season game and playoff game success. He did that Monday night, catching a big touchdown pass and another 53-yard gain that really helped the Cowboys beat the Cardinals 28-17.
Ran the route, it was kind of cluttered in there, and I looked back and just saw Dak scrambling to the right, and I just, hit him with an eye. You know what I mean? Took it up top, threw my hand up, he seen me, he threw it up there. Had to go get that thing.
That's old school scramble rules, isn't it?
Old school scramble, you know what I'm saying? You see the quarterback going to the right, go to the high pylon.
On the 53-yard play, it was originally called a touchdown before being called back, saying he actually was touched down before getting up and racing to the end zone. Butler, after the game, said he was a little disappointed about that, not because of the touchdown itself, but because he needed the fantasy points for his fantasy team. Here with the Cowboys in Glendale, Arizona, I'm Pat Doney for NBC5 Sports.
Thank you, Pat. Stars get a win tonight, and the Rangers losing 14-3. I will not show the highlights of that. I just won't even do it.
Something pretty cool is happening at the Dallas Arboretum.
Here's a hint. You might want to pack some ruby slippers. That's next.
Tonight, the enchanted land of Oz has touched down in North Texas.
The Texas Sky Ranger flew over the Dallas Arboretum today, where Dorothy's entire journey has been recreated.
Very cool. The yellow brick road leads visitors away from Auntie M's house, past the Witch's Castle, and into the Emerald City. 90,000 pumpkins, squashes, and gourds were used to build Oz there. Autumn at the Arboretum runs through November 22nd. It's always a great time.
That is so cool.
I'm going there next week.
You are?
I highly recommend it. It's awesome every year.
Bring
if you
your
like
ruby
pumpkins.
slippers.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Good night.